Do you remember the early 2000s? Um, the really weird ancient times of the internet? I mean, I guess late 90s was uh, more of that, but like in the early 2000s, we kind of had this hold of it. It was interesting. Um, Thinking back on it, um, like, do you realize that millennials, my age group, um, were kind of the first to like really connect with the internet, but also still remember like tube TV and like bunny ears on the television and uh, you know uh, really old uh, porn, scrambled porn. Of course, the early stuff. Um, but like we were the last generation to really have that. Generations before us had all that stuff. It was the norm. It was just, that was it. And then all of a sudden, this thing called the internet shows up, and potential opens up, and we get cell phones with the internet on it. Do you remember back then how the internet looked? It was just very linear, um, where you just kept scrolling forever, forever, forever. All right, well, that's pretty much how it is now with Facebook and Instagram, where you just keep scrolling forever, forever. But at the time, there was an end. There was a little copyright at the end of every web page that indicated, hey, this is your stop, buddy. Go outside and tell your friends what you saw. You know, Porn or the new SpongeBob video game. Um, so I guess we haven't really advanced much in that. But it's strange how we kind of we were the last. After that, the generation underneath us were born with tablets, in hand, and knowing how to fix a DVD player. Just all of a sudden, my nephew, it was weird how he was able to just this little tiny guy would just come up, pull the DVD out of the player and then switch it out for a new one. Like it was no big deal. It's like, oh, that's weird. And now kids today are just robots. And hey, by the way, parents, um, can you stop using YouTube as a babysitter? It's proven time and time again that it's the worst thing to do to a kid. Um, I'm not gonna bore you with the stuff. You look it up. But did you hear about this Momo challenge? It's all bullshit. It's oh I'm gonna kill you in 7 days if you don't kill yourself. It's bullshit. Um, but it brought to light that parents should really start paying attention to what kids are watching on YouTube. It's not good. It's a great source for looking up cat videos and information about comic books because that's what I do. But to give a tablet to your kid and say, hey, just watch Peppa Pig for a couple hours and enjoy yourself is stupid. Maybe make your kid go outside and do a thing. I don't know. I don't know what parents do nowadays. Just, I get it. I get it's an annoying thing. I'm rambling on about children. Millennials, by the way, um, I feel that maybe in the media and everyone in general, everyone assumes that millennials and Generation Z are the same, which I don't think they are. I think they're two completely different things. Look, I did my research with my handy dandy book. So apparently, this is the actual uh, you know lines. Baby boomers. Uh, if you were born between the years of 1944 And 1964, you're a baby boomer. Congratulations. Underneath them, Gen X, my sister, your brother, um, the one that you either love or don't hate, um, were born between the years of 1965 and 1979. Guess what, baby boys and girls? You're Gen X. You're hardcore. You watched Clerks when it first came out in theaters, but you didn't because you didn't give it a chance. Sorry. Millennials, uh, this is a fun fact. I assumed it was different, but apparently it's between 1980 and 1994. If you're born between those years, you're a millennial. Congratulations. I assumed it was like 96 or 86 and 96. So somewhere between there. I thought that's what it was, but no. I looked everywhere. That's kind of the census everyone's getting. Gen Z, get this, my nephew. Um, Gen Z, you had to have been born between 1995 to now. So that means babies being born, right now, are freaking Gen Zers. I don't understand what that means, other than I, I think that they're the ones that people get millennials confused with. They're the ones going to the fire festival events. Did you see that thing? Go watch those documentaries on on Netflix and Hulu. They're fun. The fire festival, that sort of thing, that thing is created because Gen Zers are the ones that want it because they want the Instagram lifestyle. They want to look like they're having the best time of their lives. Guess what, folks? Millennials, they're getting into their 30s or are in their 30s, and we're tired and we want to sleep. That's all we want to do. I don't want to go party anymore. Look, there was a party I was invited to the other day, and I generally wanted to go. I really did. But then snow happened and a blizzard nonetheless. And my feeties were cold, and I was like, I did want to go. I truly did. But in other cases, I don't want to go. Like, I had a hard day at work, or, I've been on my feet all day. I kind of just want to sit, I want to smoke, and I want to watch something on TV. Play video game. I feel like that anyone in my age range, because I know there's older people who also feel tired, but guess what? We're the generation that now understands that tired. I get it. Like, I thought I got it. I thought I got it in my 20s. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm tired. I get it. I work. No, there's a different kind of tired. There's a different kind of tired that you experience altogether once you hit your 30s, and you're like, oh crap, bills gotta get paid. That's there's a different type of tired, and that's when you understand. That's when you get it that you're old. You're just as old as the baby boomers. Oh, I forgot this fun fact. Anyone born between 1926 and 1945 is called the silent generation. That's your grandparents. That's pretty much your great grandparents at this point for some of you, and your grandparents for some of you. What does that mean? Like, baby boomers, I think got their name because it was after a certain war. I forget which one. I'm an idiot with this sort of stuff. I believe it was maybe let's go with the Second World War, or the first. I don't know. I'm not. I'm doing my math here all wrong. Somebody correct me in the comments. But baby boomers were made because some war ended, people got home and they were horny and they needed to get their freak on. So they just went at it for forever with anyone they could find, and if anyone that was welcoming to them. And boom, guess what? We got way too many babies. Way too many babies for a war that just happened. How did we manage that? Oh, because we some of them didn't get it during that time. So that's how they got their name. Gen X, I'm not exactly sure how you guys got your name. I've always assumed because that's where the extreme advertisement came for television, like extreme sports, bleh, but that's also kind of a 90s thing. But it feels more like Gen Xers were more hardcore, hard edge, that sort of business. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I don't speak to very much of you, I guess. That's weird. Comment in the comments below if you are one of them. Millennials are called millennials because of that reason that they were the ones on the edge of the millennia, 1999 to 2000. It was also the time when they just, like I said before, with the whole internet thing and getting used to technology. So Gen Z kind of just has its name because that's the one. We're millennials are also technically Gen Y, so they would be Gen Z. So until they get an official name, they're going to be Gen Z. But they're currently still happening. So until we figure out what they are, they don't get a name. They just get Gen Z. I'm glad I'm explaining this for you people, so you understand what I'm trying to what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? I guess that millennials were kind of the first people that started talking. They were the first that were like, oh, what's a chat room? Oh, cool! I get to talk to someone from across the world, or I get to talk to my friends. I get to find out their little secrets. Because do you remember AOL that you were able to just change you can just come up with a random username and they would just let you in, so then you can talk to anybody as a disguise, like a mysterious disguise, like, ooh, it's not me, but I was wondering, do you like Morgan? I hope that you like Morgan. I don't think I ever did that. I hope I don't ever did that. Did I ever do that? Comment in the... Never mind. But I think we were the ones that started talking, started conversating, and realizing, hey, this is what's going on in my part of the world. What's going on in your part of the world? And someone else across the world is like, well, shit, here's what's going on in my part of the world. And then we all started, taking notes and started realizing, hey, things aren't adding up. And now, it's evolved into this idea where, something happens and someone will immediately tweet it out, and you find out in seconds what that thing was. Before, you weren't able to find that out. And it's kind of this weird world balance of this worldwide checks and balances that people have between each other, where it's like, hey, we don't do that over here. Why are you doing that over there? And then people take note of it, and then things change, and movement happens, and that's why the hashtag Me Too happens, and that's why the Lives Matter thing, like all of it happens because we were able to communicate. We were able to find that connection through the internet of what's going on in the world and how people are treated. I think that's kind of a special thing. I'm glad that we're at this point where we can start talking and we can start expressing ourselves in other manners. Right now, I'm using YouTube as a format to come out and explain why millennials. I don't know. Like, I felt like I needed to explain this. Not so much a defense, but more of just like, hey, here's a thing that I found interesting. Also, recently, like, there's been a lot of stuff. A lot of my podcasts talk about it. I've been watching this show on Hulu called Pen 15. Check it out. It's fun. It's set in the early 2000s. I guess that's what got me to start thinking about it. But I'm realizing there's a lot of stuff going on that are now catering to that demographic in a very specific niche way. Do you remember? I can't remember. It was a few years ago. They brought back the Razor phone, the little skinny, hello, Marco, that thing. They brought that back. Who else but millennials would want that? I certainly wanted one when I was younger, and then now as an adult that I have money, I can get one. It didn't work for me. I didn't get one because it's. I think it came from like Sprint and Screw Sprint. I'm not. No, thank you. Um, but um, it's interesting how people of the '70s get their like memorabilia showcased of like hippies and polka and like tie dye shirts, and oh, it was a far out time, baby. Because that's what happened in that time, and at that time it felt so natural and so normal. Now you look back and it's like, oh yeah, wow, everyone was on acid, weren't they? Now, as a ripe 30-year-old, I'm realizing that we're kind of I don't know we're kind of developing what a millennial is. So I think we're kind of just piecing it all together. I still don't think we have an answer, but I can tell you for sure we're not the weird ones that are out there, trying to be, shallow and self-centered about things. Yes, we are all very self-centered, us millennials, but guess what? So is everyone else. Everyone is pretty shallow, you know? Um, but specifically, I kind of feel maybe that Gen Z is pretty shallow. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm getting old and I'm starting to realize that younger people underneath me are shallow. I feel that that's what generations above me also thought. You know, I'm pretty sure Gen Z thought that millennials were naive and stupid and couldn't figure it out. That's how I'm feeling about Gen Z. It's just kind of this weird, vicious cycle of always, uh, trying to figure out what life is. So you look back at your how stupid you were back then, and you compare it to the young folks now, and you're like, oh, people are always just stupid and naive in their 20s, and that's not an insult. If you're in your 20s, I don't mean to insult you, but look at the 19-year-olds. Look at the teens from like age 12 to 17. They're kind of naive too, aren't they? They're kind of stupid. They think they got it figured out, and they don't. You think you got it figured out, you don't. I think I got it figured out, I don't. Gen Z, I don't know. They kind of look like they're settling in their ways, and they got houses and getting married, and I mean, so are the millennials. A lot of my friends are now getting paired up and getting married or moving out of state and leaving me. And oh my God, what am I doing with my fucking life? Sorry. I'm realizing that maybe I'm getting old, but that's fine. Um, it's a process of life, and it's things that we just have to get through. You know. I'm gonna experience my 30s, and it's gonna be a good, I'm hoping, good 10 years. I'm gonna look back at this 10 years from now and think, oh well, we were wrong, we were right. Hey honey, look at this idiot. Something. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I have premonitions. I have ideas of what could happen, but I don't know. Um, but it's fun to think about. I think. Um, so yeah, those are my thoughts on time. I guess like millennials. I guess that's my rant on millennials. Um, I hope you enjoyed this. I thought I'd try something different instead of actually writing jokes. Just try to rev up for a good rant. And guess what? I found me a good one, I think. Um, so yeah, comment below if you have any suggestions on other things I can rant about, maybe. But seriously, comment below. Don't just come up to me at work and say, "Hey, I have an idea." I know you. I'm kidding. Yeah. So just go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about. I know quite a bit. If not, I'll make it up. Um, like this thing. Smash that bell button. Um, um, share with your friends. Let them know that ya boy is making videos. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do this more often. I have more time on my hands. Um, this coming spring. Um, and I think I'm gonna try to make more videos for your viewing pleasure. Okay. Wow, this was a very long video. Um, so yeah. Uh, I I I have no catchphrase to end this, so I'm gonna say catchphrase.